This film is being reviewed by the world's greatest lover. Good banana. Once again, watching some good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film The Magnificent Seven. Now, as with a lot of movies that I've been seeing recently, this is one that I have again been looking forward to a lot over the last couple months, and this is the first Western that I've seen in quite a while, probably since The Hateful Eight last year. And so, is it as good as the trailers made out to be? Is it as anticipated as it should have been? Let's find out. Now, the premise for this film is pretty standard in regards to how a Western goes. We have an outlaw taking over a town, and then we have these other group of heroes slash outlaws who are going to try and take it back for the people of that town. And that's our very basic premise of this film. It stars Denzel Washington in the lead role. He does a really good job. He is this well-known kind of peacekeeper of sorts. He works for the government in a sense as a bounty hunter, but he also just kind of does these odd jobs every so often. When he is recruited to help out the small town by Haley Bennett, who also does fantastic in this movie, I really want to see her in more stuff. He has to recruit a band of heroes to help him get this town ready and try to fight off this army of bad guys. And he first recruits Chris Pratt, who is also fantastic in this movie. All the performers and actors are great in this movie. I had really no issues with performances. Chris Pratt does his Chris Pratt-esque stuff. He's very witty, he's very funny, he's the jokester of sorts in this movie, and I really enjoyed seeing him on screen. Ethan Hawke, also in this film, doesn't really do a whole lot of work these days, but I enjoy seeing him what I see him in, and he also does a really good job. He's probably one of the more interesting characters, honestly, in this movie, because part of his character is that he fought in the Civil War, or the War of Northern Aggression, as some people call it, and he got PTSD essentially from that. He was a very famous sharpshooter and killed a lot of people, but as a result, after the war, he just has trouble firing a gun now because he just has flashbacks to those moments. And it's just a really interesting aspect to put on that character, and something which isn't generally explored, to my knowledge at least, in Westerns. Now, Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, and Ethan Hawke, they are just three members of the band of the Magnificent Seven. I'm not going to talk about everyone because that'd take too long, but everyone does really good in their roles. I also thought the chemistry between all the actors was very good as well. We have Ethan Hawke with his Asian sidekick, who's an assassin, and I like their kind of bond together because you can tell that they have a history together, and with Ethan Hawke's PTSD, the assassin is just kind of his ally for that, and I don't know their full backstory, but I enjoyed seeing that relationship between them because you can tell that they go back a ways. But everyone in this film just kind of has a partner who they share a lot of good chemistry with. Not everyone interacts as much as I might have liked to see it in regards to fluidity, but I just really enjoyed how they did the chemistry in this film. I thought everyone did a very good job in that aspect. I really enjoyed how they did backstory as well, because Denzel Washington in particular, just they use just bits of dialogue to tell his backstory and kind of why he has this vendetta against this guy and why he's even considering taking this job. And just snippets of dialogue here or there kind of give you an insight into his past, and I really enjoyed that aspect because it didn't just show us everything through a flashback. You had to actually pay attention to the movie and pick apart these little snippets of dialogue in order to figure out, oh hey, this is why he's doing what he's doing. It is more revealed towards the end of the film, but it's still through dialogue, and it's nothing through like a flashback sequence that we see. Pacing in this film, also fantastic. It's a 2-hour and 12-minute movie. This thing could have dragged on forever, but it's so well paced. About the first half an hour or so, it's just the recruitment process of Denzel Washington going around trying to put together this band of people, and that part in and of itself, even that was very fun to watch because we get to see just the introductions to these different actors, and I really enjoyed seeing that. And then once they all come together, you just get to see their chemistry begin to evolve, and you get to see the different relationships form between this band of people. And again, just worked really good with the actors that they chose for this film. My only real issue with the film, honestly, was just the villain. I felt that he was kind of just a one sided villain, kind of a black and white villain, just kind of evil for evil's sake, and he wants to just take over the town because, oh hey, people are sheep, and if they're sheep, why not take them down? So yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of a general philosophy with bad guys and just kind of a one-note thing. So I would have liked to see a little bit more to his character outside of his connection with one of the characters of our band of heroes. But I don't know. That was just one aspect which I ultimately found kind of lacking. But guys, with westerns, the opening of a western is very, very important just to kind of set the tone and set the level of the threat. And I thought this film did a fantastic job with that, because it starts out with this band of townsfolk just gathered in a church trying to figure out what to do about this outlaw. The outlaw comes into the church and bad things happen. People get killed, and you just get to see how big the stakes are and how bad and devious these guys are, who are just willing to just not give a shit at all and just take people down if they get in their way. And I just found that to really be a really great tone setter, because you get to just see the level of the threat which these guys are going to end up facing. And even the ending to the film, I'm not going to spoil it obviously, but is not all happy days and sunny rainbows. It is much darker in some aspects than I was expecting. People get killed of our band of heroes, and that was something which I was not really totally expecting. I expected maybe one, maybe two deaths, but a significant amount of people die. And that's just a really surprising aspect, and not something that you really see with these types of films these days. And I think that going back and watching the film even a second time would have even added layers to these characters once you know kind of who is going to be taken out by the end of the film. But guys, I thought the Magnificent Seven was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought I had really good chemistry with all the actors. I thought the action scenes were really, really well done, really well choreographed, really smart in regards to how they end up fighting off this army of bad guys. And yeah, it was just a very fun movie to watch, very well paced, and I'd say definitely check this thing out in theaters if you have the opportunity. It's well worth your time. But guys, those are my thoughts on The Magnificent Seven. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Once again, if you so choose, I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.